hello. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to the Live Podcast on Earth.
Hello. Welcome to the Necessary Unnecessary Podcast. I'm your host, Nip Swag. This is your host,
Frisco
in the building, and we have a very necessary guest on this good day. Mr. Dave Anderson, the business bully.
Hey, thank you. Very happy to be here.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here. Got my artichoke H2O energizing water.
Yes, you do. Look at that. Pow. No.
That is quite tasty.
Yeah.
It's very tasty.
Okay.
That's natural spring water right now.
I'm sure the folks over at Artichoke H2O appreciate that. So, Frisco has a plethora of questions to pick your brain with.
Absolutely.
So we'll let her begin.
I'll start with a simple one.
This is episode 113.
Oh!
Giving thanks. Not Thanksgiving. Damn. 113.
We can always long 113
Bang,
episodes.
boom, 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 bang,
Shit. Okay. So, your name, the business bully.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like, how did you come up with that name?
Okay, so those are two questions. The acronym BULLY is Black Unapologetically Living and Loving Yourself. How did I come up with that? It was given to me. I was trying to help out a guy who had a cookie company, but he wasn't making no money. Like, his profits were zero. And he had really good cookies. And I'm like, you got to market. And he said, Mr. Anderson, I don't have any money. I said, well, I'll put up the marketing money. I'll do the strategy. We'll do the social media, the whole nine. I just want 40% of the company. Like,
God damn.
I'm sorry, what is 40% of zero?
Nothing.
Zero.
So you're like a venture capitalist.
Not necessarily, but I do invest where it makes sense. And in this particular case, the guy had good cookies, and I knew I could make it go, but he wanted 100% of a grape instead of 60% of a watermelon.
Yeah.
So he went in a Facebook group that was a black-owned business group run by one of my good homeboys, Amir Young, who has a company called Good Beard Day. You should check them out if you have a beard. And this guy was like, Dave, you're robbing that guy. That's not fair. You're a business bully. I said, no, bitch, I'm the business bully. And I called my trademark attorney, and here we are.
So when I think of business bullies, I think of people like Suge Knight, Joe Jackson.
He's like, I idolize these people. No, I'm just joking.
Diddy. No.
He's like, God, I mean,
Jay-Z.
that's what I
think of.
why.
Because when I be in my business mode, I go in certain different modes. Like when I was in the music industry, I'm like, I need to shug a little bit around here. You know what I mean? To make things happen.
Let me ask you.
David's been on my line since he got out
dope.
the elevator.
David's dope. He's very dope.
And she's loving it.
I haven't even said it. We're not even 3 minutes.
I
into
know.
this. I haven't said it.
We 30 minutes from.
It's your energy.
Let's go.
So, and let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
When Steve Jobs decided to reframe Apple, nobody referred to him as a business bully. Nobody
They
said
should
it.
have.
They should have, but they didn't. When we talk about business and you're a black man, you got to be Suge Knight, you got to be Diddy. To me, I do very straight up and down business.
Mm-hmm.
You have a problem, I solve said problem. I'm real fair. Now, other people that you may or may not have named tend to do business where it's like, okay, I'm going to give you 8% or 15%. Some have a distribution company that I don't operate like that. I think that being a black man in business, I have never hung anybody off side of a window. I don't really do a whole lot of raising my voice. You've never heard of me getting arrested or beating anybody up or, physically threatening anybody. And I mean, if I was going to do that, I'd have done that when I was bigger. But I'm not about that. I think we need to conduct business. The problem with black people, by and large, generally, if this doesn't apply to you, keep it to yourself. Don't put it in the comments, or I will ether you. We tend to value a hookup, being put on, look out for me, so on and so forth. But you'll pay the white man straight up. You generally.
I was like,
So now we're into the unnecessary part of the necessary unnecessary podcast. He said, not me. As if exceptions don't disprove the rule. Right. we got to get ourselves used to doing business with each other in a real way. And because we live in a world where people are getting rewarded with 17th place trophies, accountability doesn't come across like bullying, and me holding a line in the sand to say, I have a wife and 2 daughters to take care of. I have an 80-year-old mother in Arizona to look out for. You know, I have now 5 children because my brother died. That means I am, you know, heralding over his children when they need me. So I'm supposed to sacrifice my life, make your life better, and devalue myself. But when the white man says, that'll be $8,000, you right there at the Tony Robbins Walking on Hot Coals Festival. Mm-hmm. You know, you right there giving Grant Cardone your little 10X money. But when I'm saying I'm going to help you scale this thing, it's, well, you know, and see what had happened was, you see what I mean? So it's not you. That's not
I get what you're
about
saying.
you. I'm saying we got to get ourselves past just the everyday. Because I'm black and you black, what I have is valuable to you, just not valuable enough for you to exchange finances with me for what it is that I offer. So if that makes me a bully, to quote Redman, I'll be that.
I was gonna say other cultures do that though. They barter with each other for different services and things like that. You know, they may have something, they might not have certain things, but they do have other things of value that they could contribute. You know what I mean? I try to barter a lot, honestly.
I vehemently disagree.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, explain Chinatown. Any Chinatown.
They definitely trading stuff over.
No, they
Chinatown.
Practice group economics. They keep their money circulating amongst each other.
Absolutely.
It's not, I've got the dim sum and you've got the rice cooker. Let's go ahead and exchange. It's not just that. It starts with the money first, right? You like sandwiches or sandwiches? Adult, do you eat sandwiches? Yeah?
Inside joke.
I just wondering, do you like a sandwich?
He does eat sandwiches.
I like well-crafted sandwiches. Like even when I make a sandwich at home, I use sliced sourdough bread, Kobe Jack cheese, and things of that nature. But I do eat sandwiches.
Who's going to tell him that Kobe Jack cheese is just a hodgepodge amalgamation?
You go
of
tell me.
Kobe cheese and Monterey Jack cheese that
I
they
know
threw
that.
together in order to make it look fancy because of the marbling and the. Okay, anyway, when you make a sandwich, walk me through it. What's the first step?
Get the bread.
Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Get the bread.
No matter what kind of sandwich you have, the bread comes first. This is the necessary part.
Oh yeah, and we're loving it. So
Yeah.
I will say that I am all for assertiveness
Certainly.
in business for sure.
Right.
But the type of bullying that I've just seen this week, I've been on a rabbit hole all about, is the kids in Chicago that jumped the mother
Yeah.
and the kid. Now that type of bullying, I am strongly against.
As am I.
Did you see that?
I did.
Okay, what are your thoughts on that? Because I've been working with kids and kids with high behaviors for 20, 30 years, you know, so I looked at it from all different angles in that situation, and, you know, it's a lot of people saying a lot of stuff, and I don't feel like anybody is covering it like 360, you know what I mean? I've heard different parts of different things and different I really want to story on that.
There is no justification at any time, in any way, shape, or form, for any children to feel like it is okay to put their hands on an elder. That is point one. Point number two, it is never any time okay for a parent to try and justify on camera why a child would do that. Point number three, if a mother is walking their child home from school, that does not give you the right to pile on. Point number four, I'm tired of people hiding behind their traumas, their triggers, their socioeconomic status to justify bad behavior. My grandfather raised his children in the Richard Allen projects, and you never heard of my aunts, my uncles, or my mother sitting around beating folk up. That is not a condition or a symptom of being poor. That is a condition and a symptom of poor behavior, horrible upbringing, and being put in a situation where you feel justified in bad behavior, because whether you like it or not, children will be what they see. So what are those children seeing? What example is being set for them? My children ain't out here beating folk up. unprovoked.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because-
self-defense is like
Right.
Self-defense is something different, but when a
Yeah.
child is walking with his mother, I'm pretty sure he's not antagonizing anybody.
Yeah.
So to me, it's unacceptable, and it gets broad brushed and volumized as if it is somehow part and parcel of how black people tend to behave. And it's not. It's just that we have these situations that occur and then they get blown up because it makes people like Ben Crumps of the world be able to come in and start doing the whole civil rights thing, and the political pundits say, give us money so that we can solve this problem, but our problem has not been solved by any of this give us money hook up hustle shit in the past 60 years. So for me, it's utterly disgusting. I feel like the parents should be, if not arrested, seriously fined. I feel like those children should be suspended from school. I feel like CPS should be involved. I feel like everybody needs therapy. And most importantly, I think there needs to be a lot of intervention for the victims in this case. Point blank and period.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion.
It's dope.
I didn't even watch it because when I first seen it, I was like, I'm not watching this.
I watched the whole thing.
That shit was gonna piss me
And
off.
I say, in situations like that, me myself, I end up being the bad guy at the end of the story, because I definitely would win Kung Fu Panda on them kids out there.
Oh no, there's you touch my child. I don't care that you're not an adult. I will thrash you.
Yeah,
And
for
if
sure.
I have, again, when you assault me and mine, I have a right to defend
Yeah,
myself.
that's
And that is up to and leading to the point where you're incapacitated.
Yeah.
I'll stop when you're incapacitated.
Yeah.
But if you keep coming, I will put you down. Because my
That's what I'm
family
saying.
comes first. That's
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
You don't fight a kid. The kid was hitting.
Right.
All that went out the window. That's just like when women say, well, you shouldn't hit a woman. If you put your hands on me. My mother, my 80-year-old mother raised both her boys and said, if she's man enough to hit you, she's man enough to get hit. Round here, I'm big on equality. This is my mother talking. And I believe in equal rights and lefts.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. And that's from a black woman. Period.
There's not so many lefts and rights.
To the point of incapacitation.
Oh, no.
Oh God! All right, next question.
And that doesn't mean I'm sitting around here beating on you, but I have a right to defend myself because it's some, have you seen some of these slack-jawed North American big backs?
Oh, yeah. I definitely. They'll
Wait.
run up on you in a second.
What did you call them?
SJ Nabs for short. Slack-jawed North American big backs. They're the ones talking about, I need a man that does this and he got to make this amount of money. And it's just like, he has to make that amount of money because you want the entire left side of the menu at the Cheesecake Factory.
What?
man.
Indigenous to the.
We're that's not what we're doing right now.
Well,
Okay.
what is it we're not doing? You know the slack-jawed North American big backs.
What is this? I
He
don't.
just said it 3 times.
But slap.
Slack jaw because they running their mouth and their jaws always
I got it.
slack jawed North American because that's the continent we're on,
Yeah.
and big backs because
They back
well
there.
obviously
Yeah.
you see how like since I've been here you've been kind, you've been quiet, you've been feminine. They the opposite. They loud. You can't tell them nothing. You can't correct them. You can't offer them any advice.
But their backs are kind of small.
Why are you like this? Like whose side are you on? Like with hosts like you, who needs the comment section? Jesus.
See how I be sitting here just being all.
You're not a victim. She always try to
Who
play
said,
victim.
who said she was a
She
victim?
does that all the time.
I'm just a sweet young
Every
woman.
time.
Ain't nobody saw that now.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want love and peace. I come in peace. Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Since this is the Thanksgiving special, let's talk about Black Friday.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, so we all know there's a boycott going on, right?
Oh, that's what we're calling that.
We
Okay.
supposed to be boycott Black Friday, Christmas, what else?
Right. Okay. So I'm all for a good boycott and protesting and all of that.
Sure.
But I was listening to something you were saying, and you basically felt like since we don't own any of these businesses that we're boycotting, it's really not going to serve a purpose.
It's not even about ownership.
Yeah,
My
if
first
we owned
question-
them, we wouldn't boycott.
No, exactly.
My first question is, what is the ask? I'm not being rhetorical. I'm asking.
No,
Not to
what is it?
spend any money.
No. That is the boycott. What is this? See, when you have a boycott, if you have a protest, there's usually something happening.
Like Rosa Parks want to sit in the front of the bus.
Like, what do we want out of this?
Yeah, what is the ask?
I'm assuming it's for, well, we're not going to get equal opportunities, but I think black people are just tired of being downplayed. And even when it comes to dollars in stores, like I work in retail.
Certainly.
90% of the customers are black women.
Uh-huh.
And we don't own the company I work for.
Uh-huh.
Not no stakes, no shares, none of that.
Certainly.
So I get what you're saying. We're the ones who's putting all the money into the economy. But what do we want back if we take our money out of the economy?
So you're having a protest because what you basically said was a beautiful soliloquy of I don't know.
Okay, you're right.
That's like you getting up one day, going to your football player husband and saying, I'm leaving. And he's like, why? And you're like, I'm just leaving. But for what? Because, like, forever? For 5 days? Then what? Well, I'm gonna come back and everything's gonna be exactly what it is. Having a 5-day boycott does nothing because all you're doing, because humans, take black people off the table for a minute. Humans are very cool in the way that they move. We are animals at our core. We like to act like we're not, but we are. We are flesh and blood. We are warm-blooded mammals. Is there anybody who disagrees with that? Okay, so if you know that there's a boycott starting on Friday, on Thursday or Tuesday, you won't get whatever you need ahead of time or right afterwards. So what have you done other than move the balance sheet 5 days? You haven't crippled anybody, you haven't hurt anything, and you have not delivered a list of demands. And this is the problem with black people. Whether it is financial, whether it is political, whether it is on your job. Explain to me as a black woman why 60% of black women never in their entire careers ask for a cost of living increase or a wage increase. Ever.
Shit, that's crazy. I ask for them every goddamn couple of months.
Exceptions don't disprove the rule. But do you want to know why?
Why?
Because you have been taught to downplay yourself, even though the majority of movements when it comes to black people are on your backs. So you are going to protest because some idiot nincompoop who's backed by some people who do not look like you told you to, and you don't even know what you're boycotting. By the way, when it comes to the Montgomery bus boycott, it was 381 days. Rosa Parks' white husband had a car.
She was married to a white man?
Allegedly.
He said allegedly.
And there's a woman.
Chat GPT that.
I'm about to look that shit up.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
She was married to a what, man?
So I said I wasn't marching no more. Call me when the revolution starts, and I'll be, front line with that.
Yeah, what has marching gotten us? Marching has gotten us.
But
Sore feet
I
and sore
will say,
throats.
I feel like the civil rights movement was very necessary, but we have stopped. You know what I mean? Like the job was finished with the civil rights movement, and it wasn't even. We barely made a dent.
Okay, so now Uncle Dave has to give you a history lesson.
Oh,
Please
shit, come
do.
on,
Let's
man.
go.
Okay. Do you know what the civil rights movement was?
I fight for civil rights, to vote, and different stuff like that.
I fight for civil
Drink
rights.
out of clean water faucets.
About as equal
Not
opportunity as white
segregating,
people.
unsegregating stuff. So you go to.
So let me to a couple of things. 'Cause I want to address the water fountain myth. There were separate water fountains, same pipe,
Yeah,
so they were both clean.
right.
I don't give a rat's ass about any of that because all of that stuff is superficial. What you don't know, because they've erased it from the history books, because when you have a war, the people who win the war write the story. And the people who write the story happen to be palm colored. So the palm colored people have told you, Negroes, that civil rights was all there was. Because if you listen to American history when you went to school, it went something like this: slavery, Africa, bones in your nose, spears, slavery, on the boats. Less than 3% of us came on the boat here. They went everywhere else throughout the diaspora, but 3%. We were bred over time and then mixed with the natives who were already here. There's a book by Ivan Van Sertima called They Came Before Columbus, and there's another book by Dr. Lee Rome Bennett Jr. called Before the Mayflower. I suggest you read those. Before there was a civil rights movement, look at the term civil. What does civil mean? Peaceful, civil, easy, simple. There was a thing called BLM, and I'm not talking Black Lives Matter. I'm talking about the Black Liberation Movement. In order to counter the Black liberation movement, they created the Civil Rights Movement.
Is that Marcus Garvey and them?
Marcus Garvey was back to Africa,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of these organizations were fighting, and some had different thought processes. But don't you find it ironic that the Civil Rights Movement was based on one particular principle, one very special principle that really, if you look at the history of Black people, whenever we decided to revolt, was not on the table. Non-violent, non-violence. We're going to be civil. We are going to march. We're going to sit in. We're going to let the dogs bite us. We're going to let them put hoses on us. We're going to let them lock us up. And we're going to take it because we're going to turn the other cheek.
I kind of geared more toward Brother Malcolm.
All day.
Don't put your damn
Malcolm was
hands
a
on
black revolutionary who said, by any means necessary. Martin Luther King denounced Malcolm X. So no, when we talk about civil rights, Malcolm ain't taught in schools.
Right.
Martin is. And the washed version of Martin is taught. They don't teach you about Vernon Johns, who was replaced by Martin Luther King because he was too radical. And that's not taking anything away from Dr. King. I played Dr. King in school plays. I went to Martin Luther King High School. I have a lot of love for the King family. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm somebody who's mentored by Dick Gregory, who will tell you straight up and down, every time you wake up, you should thank Dr. King. That's not what's on the table.
I recited the whole I Have a Dream at 8 years old.
No, we are not satisfied.
Yeah, that's one thing they did make you learn in school.
They made you learn that, but they didn't make you. Tell me about the letter from Birmingham jail.
I don't know.
Do you know who wrote the letter from Birmingham jail? Martin Luther King. They gave you a homogenized, bleached, whitewashed version of King. They also seem to leave out of the textbooks the part where he told Harry Belafonte, I may have integrated my people into a burning house. See, Martin Luther King was fine when he was talking nonviolent, we shall overcome. I've seen the top of the mountain and it is good, and justice rolling down like a mighty stream. They was cool with that. When Martin started speaking out against the Vietnam War, they was like, nah. When Martin started telling people, black people specifically, to unionize, when he started going to white people and saying, you know what, if you poor and white, you in the same boat as when you black and poor.
That's right.
When we go to DC, we're going to get our check. And they said, no, you won't. Everybody at the Lorraine Motel who wasn't wearing a tie didn't get shot. And Martin didn't die at the Lorraine Motel. He died in the hospital. And the King family in the early 90s got a settlement from the federal government because the federal government killed him because he outgrew his usefulness and got too big for his Negro britches. So again, when we talk about civil rights, we need to start realizing that it was a gag. And just like every single routine, every single movement that black people have had in this country in my lifetime alone, so we're talking 5 decades. Let's just go with the past 5 decades, okay? Those movements have always benefited white people, gays, Hispanics, Asians, everybody but us. That's why it's called civil rights, because when you say black, you have to deal with specifics. When they took the Japanese Americans in World War II out of their American homes and put them in internment camps, they repaired them. When have they repaired black people? So yeah, when we talk about civil rights, we need to be clear on what we're talking about. And when we talk about a protest, we need to be clear as who's benefiting. Follow the money. You haven't. You just saw a meme with somebody putting it out there, and they got the same celebrity Negroes, the same high profile preachers to say, hey, we're doing this because of this. But they didn't tell you what the this was. We just can't take it no more. What is it you can't take? Are you being hunted by dogs? Are they burning crosses in the middle of the night? Yeah, they still hanging people because you allow it, because you believe that you'll be safe without guns. No, if you want equal rights, you want civil rights, you better be a 2A black person. I got plenty of guns, I'm getting some more, and that's what that is. Because if all of us were armed, not just the criminals and not just the cops, we would have a different level of respect. But we keep singing songs that were written before we were born, talking about, we ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. Come on.
Here at the Necessary Podcast.
The views and expressions of Dave Anderson are not necessarily those of these two Negroes, because you can't cancel me.
I was gonna say, we here at the Necessary Podcast do support the Second Amendment.
Absolutely.
Right. Just want to make sure.
No, I think J. Edgar Hoover said the biggest threat to national security is black unity.
Black unity. The second biggest threat is the rise of Black Messiah. Now, here's something I bet you didn't know. What was J. Edgar Hoover?
I don't know.
And
He was
the
gay.
head of
Yes.
the FBI.
And
I don't know.
That's all I know. White?
black. J. Edgar Hoover was a gay half-breed.
Hold the fuck on. Wait a minute.
Google it. I got nothing better to do.
No, I know you know
So,
your shit, but I'm just.
It's saying that
You look a little mixed.
I need to know. I need to know what is necessary and unnecessary about the real black agenda.
There's nothing unnecessary about it. It's very
I
necessary.
mean, it's stuff that's happening that's counteractive to that, so that would be the unnecessary, not the agenda itself, but what would be, you know what I mean?
Unnecessary stuff is still going. Yeah. What did the Google say?
Oh, it just showed his parents.
Oh, okay. And
She looked like a little Indian woman.
yeah.
She could be.
He's half black. He wrote a letter to Martin Luther King to trying to get him to kill himself, and in that letter he said, "You don't do right by us Negroes."
Oh no. I think he must have hated his black side.
Of course he hated his black side like he hated his gay side. He was struggling. He was a white passing man that got to one of the highest positions in government.
Still go unchecked. I don't even.
I mean, the FBI goes unchecked, and there's two FBIs. There's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and there's the faith-based initiatives that, choke up certain black churches like New Birth. But I digress.
Oh, shit.
So when it comes to the real black agenda, we need to be black, build black, buy black. But let's get back to the churches for a minute. Do you realize 33 and 38 million every single week is collected by the black church in the United
don't
States?
get me started on that shit. Yep.
Show me the thriving black neighborhoods by and large in America. So why is it the church is doing well, but we don't know where their money is going? And I don't want to hear nothing about, my pastor doesn't make that much money, and my pastor's not riding a Rolls Royce. Jamal Bryant has a big-ass bangly bracelet on his wrist. He had on a custom Bugs Bunny blazer. He wears Gucci loafers and all kinds of expensive stuff, and he collects not on a plate, not in a basket, but in white buckets. I know because I spoke at New Birth, and I couldn't believe that they got Home Depot style buckets and collected money.
Damn.
But has anybody heard him talk about how Georgia Power just plays Russian roulette with your daggone bill?
Man.
Like, has anybody talked about the fact that a lot of these kids in the Georgia public school system are not reading at grade level? But I thought the church was supposed to be the bastion of the community. It was supposed to be the safe haven. What are we doing other than watching him get on CNN and say, I want Target to give up $250 million? When are you giving up $250 million? What are you doing? Other than sound bites and rolling out Jesse Jackson, what are you doing? And it's not just Jamal, but because I'm in Atlanta, I'm thinking about him. You know what I'm saying? And there are good preachers out there. I'm not saying that there aren't. But if we are to judge black society by what's happening in the black church, which is supposed to be the first, last, and only line of defense for our people, not only from a righteous standpoint, but from an economical and community or outreach standpoint, they have been weighed, they have been measured, and they have been found lacking. We need to defund the black church. Oh yes, because
I agree with you.
what have they done?
Nothing.
In the past 60 years, you can't sit up here and say that everybody at any church you've ever been to has A1 850 credit. You can't say that they are not struggling with debilitating student loan debt. You can't say that their medical bills have been taken care of. You can't say that they are, making sure that people are okay in their houses, which a lot of people are under in their mortgages. You can't say that they have access to healthy food. And I know there's a couple of people who have a couple of pantries, but give me a break.
Right.
Overall. But I'm sorry, last I checked, on average $38 million a week could go a long way in the right hands.
So what should be the black agenda for spirituality? If
The real black agenda for spirituality should be spirituality first. How you treat the least of these. Ain't that what Jesus said? He also said, make sure that you love your wives like you love the church. Not your baby mamas, not your side piece, not your thought pocket of the week.
not your adopted cousin.
No, it's just see how he slipped it in there?
I'm taking all of the.
Hey, yo. I love the way they operate. It is very like, play cousin, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you as soon as these cameras go off.
Yeah.
But we need to start really practicing group economics, right? We need to get behind ownership and this college scam that has been run on black people for the past 60 years has to stop. Here's what I need. And I am what you would consider a very well-educated man. I am a college professor. I am the son, nephew, father, and grandson of educators. So this is not me shitting on education or educators. I'm shitting on the educational industrial complex, because if 73% of all college graduates are not working in the field they majored in, that's a fail. If over 50% of people who graduate from college have debilitating student loan debt. My first conversation with Michelle Obama, do you know what she said? She said, "Do you know what I did before I got on the phone with you?" I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "I just wrote the last check for me and Barack's student loans." She was probably in her late 40s at the time.
Believe it, absolutely believe it.
Most people don't pay them things off until well in their 50s. So you went to school to get a job, but now you're getting a job to pay off school, even though school hasn't paid off for you. And I'm not talking doctor, lawyer, engineer, architect. I am talking about underwater basket weaving, intersectionality, liberal studies, all this, swimming for the timid non-swimmer major ass Negroes. Like, that needs to stop. Because here's the thing, even though education, by and large, is going by the wayside, especially when we got Khan Academy and EDX, it's funny how the tuition keeps rising. So we need to start practicing real education. Our degrees should be the icing on the cake of our knowledge.
That's what I was saying. I went to college. I graduated from Kennesaw State, magna cum laude, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I went to school after I worked. You know what I mean? I already knew what field I was in.
Right.
So, and when I went back to school, it would have been like, I hadn't tried in school since I was like maybe like in second grade. You know what I mean? I was like, let me try. You know what I mean?
He said, I'm like, let me try.
Yeah, let me try. And then, you know, I was on the president's list, dean's list every semester. I wasn't on the president's, so I was on the dean's list. But what I was gonna say is that I said school is stupid.
Yes.
School is stupid. But it does give you a passport. It's like buying a passport or stuff. If you're in a certain field and you want to get to certain places, then you need these type of credentials in certain fields.
Let me ask you something. Unless you're a terrorist or a suspected terrorist and you're flying out of Hartsfield-Jackson Airport and say you're going to Bermuda or Paris, is there any reason for them to deny your passport?
No,
but if you don't have a visa or something like that,
right? But
some places you need visas.
But by and large, there's no reason for them not to put the stamp in your passport unless you're on your
right.
way. So there's no way you can equate a degree to a passport, because a passport will get you everywhere, and there's plenty of degrees that can't get you anywhere.
You ain't lying about that.
And that's the thing. The other part of this, let me break this down, okay? Because if education was real, and when I say that, explain to me why there's only certain classes that are only offered one part of the year, and you have to pay per credit. In one of the richest nations in the history of the modern world, they continue to find new and inventive ways to rob you. The bookstore won't let you sell your books back because they'll change 3 words, change the cover from purple to white, and then that book has no resale value, even though the publisher has already done a deal with that school. The school gets funding from the state. The school gets endowments from alumni and all types of different associations, yet and still the tuition continues to raise, and they find ways to make it predatory for the children. Then you gotta have some place to live, don't you? Housing gets built, housing's already paid for, so they're already at profit day one. So why is it so expensive for room and board? And when I say board, that also includes the cafeteria meal plans for lackluster, warmed over, air fried pizza
Yes.
and cereals that are absolutely malto meal and not Kellogg's. I'm paying $3,000 a semester for my child to eat, and you're giving her the Big Back starter kit?
Ketchup and American cheese.
You are not going to disrespect ketchup or American cheese. I know it's your show, but right now I'm the guest. It's Thanksgiving. I could be having turkey right now.
Yes.
This man has an issue with condiments. How many kids you got?
What?
Yeah, but he ain't got an issue with condoms apparently.
No. That pull-out game is official.
Oh God. Oh, all right. Okay.
So artichoke H2O is made from the earth, and it is bottled in Pennsylvania, Laurel Run, by the way.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I got one more question.
Take as many questions as you want. I don't have a job.
Yes.
So, being a business bully, what would you say are your most proud accomplishments? And what are your next?
My most proud accomplishments are my wife and my 2 daughters. Like the greatest sale I ever closed was my wife.
Yeah.
And listen, I pulled the prettiest girl in school. Like, what you gonna do?
She is pretty.
You know, I don't know, because I wanted pretty babies. Sorry. My daddy, and this is how trauma works. My father's a big honking man. He was a cop. And he said there's 2 things when it comes to a woman. One, your mama fine. That's why you look good. He's like, you got me, but your mama made you pretty. And I said, thank you, Dad. He said, you look back here, and you grab me back here. He said, you know what this is? I said, no. He said, that's the kitchen. If your girl's kitchen ain't together, I ain't saying it can't be tightly coiled. If your girl's kitchen
My
ain't
kitchen
together,
always together, baby. Always.
that's a telltale sign. And he said, it is easier for you to pull a bad girl, a baddie, than it is for you to pull ugly girl, because ugly girls walk around here with confidence. Average girls think they're cute, but fine ones usually get left alone because they always are told, or people always think that they already got somebody. He was like, don't bring home no ugly women. I did not bring home an ugly woman. I did not conceive you with an ugly woman, so you ain't gonna be with
God,
an ugly woman.
Dad was not playing.
No, and if you saw my father, you would understand that I took that real serious. But those are my 2, my 3 biggest accomplishments of Janae, Devlin, and Dory. From a business perspective, the fact that I wake up whenever I want, the fact that I can fly in here on a whim and sit down and do your podcast, the fact that I know that we've got heat and indoor plumbing and, the full refrigerator, like my level of gratitude for not having to punch a clock. 85% of the heart attacks happen in America Monday morning between 8 o'clock and 9 because people are going to jobs that do not serve their heart. So, Les Brown says what'll happen is when you're starting to go to that job, it's like, I got to go to that job, I'm going today. Your heart says, no, you won't, and attacks you because that's not where you're supposed to be. A lot of people are unhappy and miserable in their life because they're not where they're supposed to be. I found my purpose. My purpose is to show my people what can be. And the quickest, not to sound like Kamala Harris, what can be. Unburdened by what is big.
Kamala, don't you do Kamala.
I would not do Kamala. She likes Doug. I'm a black man.
Kamala dismissed my case when she was a DA in San Francisco.
Congratulations, you're the exception.
I'm forever am grateful.
Congratulations.
Nah, she was watching a lot of people, but she dismissed my case.
Nobody said that. Here's the thing. We gotta
She's
stop.
doing her job.
No, because y'all love talking
Dismissing
about,
my case.
See, you darkies love talking about doing your job.
I'm kind of calm now.
When I say darkies, black people with opinion are darkies to me. I get my Uncle Ruckus on when he goes, and I don't trust them, no niggas over there. Y'all love talking about people just doing their job when they look like you. But when the people don't look like you or don't serve the agenda you've been programmed to believe, they're a problem. So how come y'all don't have that same level of smoke for Ketanji Brown Jackson when she could have let the food stamps go that you do for Clarence Thomas? Because apples to apples, they're the same person. One just has a penis, the other one has a vagina. They both married to white people. They both have done things that have been counterproductive to black people. And
But
what?
So my whole thing with that is, so would it made a difference if she married to a black man?
Yes, because would you have voted for Barack if he was married to a white woman?
Absolutely.
You about the only one.
No, I sure the fuck would. Absolutely.
You about the only one.
My husband was married to a white woman, so I'm not gonna judge you.
But who is he married to now?
A black woman.
Thank you.
No.
Like we can talk feelings or we can talk facts. Because let me put it to you another way. Do you know why Scandal was the top show in America? Because there's a black woman being the side piece to the president. Now let's no.
But that's not.
I gotta get my point out. I'm gonna guess it's Thanksgiving. You give me thanks or it's Thanksgiving. I just thought we were being Thanksgiving. Exactly. So, if in fact Scandal was written the same exact way, but the president was Blair Underwood and the wife was Neil Long and Kerry Washington's character was played by Katie Holmes, y'all asses would be like, that bitch, she out of order. Tell me I'm lying.
Yes.
I'm lying?
No.
Yes and no.
Okay, what am I lying
Well,
about?
first of all, me was Scandal. I wasn't all. First of all, I was not happy with her being the side piece. That's the part that I was just like, bitch,
She
stop.
empowered all the
Yeah,
time.
right. And that was my whole thing with Scandal. I loved the show, but I did not like because I'm one of the women who is very loyal, very faithful. I don't like cheaters. I don't any of that adultery, none of that. So that part, I did not agree with. I did not like that she's one of the most powerful people in the White House, and you the side piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you should be the first lady. But that's another story. But at the end of the day, I agree with you on that. I feel like if it would have been a white lady, it would have been probably just as popping. I think it was popping because in the black community, we saw a black woman on screen who had a lead role in a show that was very popular.
So you mean to tell me you truly believe that Barack Obama would have made it in the White House
If his wife was white?
Was white.
Fuck yes!
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would have.
He would not.
Absolutely. First of all, he would have had the support from white people and white women. Off top. Oh, he's married to one of us.
Have you been in America
I
long?
think Michelle's support was an intricate part of him getting to
Absolutely.
Facts.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
That's why people want Michelle Obama to run because
I
that's
definitely, I
love for her to
wanted her to, I was
She
like,
not-
Kamala,
she
I
not.
mean, I fooled with you just based on that fact, but overall, I would much rather feel much
Absolutely.
So can I
better.
ask you something? How do you feel about somebody just appointing somebody that you didn't vote for to run at the top of the ticket?
I mean,
You talking about
Kamala.
I mean, at this point,
I mean-
it's like, it's so much about politics.
Right.
It's like, and I've just gotten to a point to where it's like directly affected me, and I'm like, I always felt like I go vote because my grandma said people
So
die.
tradition.
She said people die so we could vote, and I get that. I'm gonna go vote, but I rarely have felt like yes, I'm going to vote for the person I want to go vote for.
So-
you know what I mean? I feel like everybody is appointed. You know what I mean?
No, here's what I mean. Okay.
Okay.
Constitutionally speaking, if Joe Biden had died or had become incapacitated,
Right. She would have been.
She
president.
she would have been the president.
Right.
And y'all would have been celebrating. And she would have been running, you know, as a
President.
interim
Yeah.
president.
Yeah.
Joe Biden did not step down from the Oval. As a matter of fact, Kamala Harris herself said, well, he's going to take the next 100, and I'm paraphrasing, he's going to take the next 107 days and do the work for the American people. What was that work? What did black people get over that 107 days that made us better that Joe Biden did before he left?
I think he fell off a bike or something.
That was way before that. That was in 2023. Because, and by the way, the bike was fully stopped and he went like this. Now, as the son of a man who had Alzheimer's and dementia, I know what it looks like. I can't diagnose anybody, but I've lived it. I watched my father's mother go through it. That man was, in my observation and lived experience, opinion, he was not there. Like the song
Right.
says, the lights are on, but you're not home.
He was a
So-
teleprompter.
And also, the former vice president lied to the American people because every time she was asked about his capacity, she said, oh no, Joe is great.
Well, that's
He's
not-
doing good. Hold on, wait. Joe is great. You know, he's the young people in there got to keep up with Joe. 3 weeks later, hey, be Medicare. Mr. Trump, do you know what do you think about what President Biden said? I don't know what he said. I don't even think he knows he said. I don't even think he knows what's
Oh
going on.
God, I hate that man.
Why?
I can't stand.
Tell me why.
He spews hate.
What's specifically?
Everything.
No. Give me a specific.
Let's see. When he sit here and speaks about, first of all, when he was doing one of his, I can't stand watching him talk. He was at one of his rallies, and him mimicking disabled people. Like, what president does that? Like, that's not funny. You don't remember when he was doing?
I get it.
That's so unprofessional. You're supposed to be the president.
Okay.
For one, you're making fun of people who are disabled. Then the comments about, oh, I see my blacks over there. Like, you don't.
No,
need
that's
to-
not. He said, look at my African Americans.
Okay, my bad.
No, and this
Look
is
at
me
my-
defending Trump. I'm just saying
Like,
it's hilarious.
shit like
It's
this. No,
not-
that shit is
But
not-
that's not hate.
No.
It's not. It's not.
Your point, for
No.
you to count and point out your few little black people that you have, there's nothing. What's the positive?
Oh, okay.
What's
So
the positive?
let me ask you something.
To show that he got like 3 black support. Like,
First go.
I can't stand it.
Let me
I
ask you
like
something.
Trump. I
Let
don't
me
like Trump.
ask you something. Are you okay with people calling black people roaches?
Oh no.
I mean, we've been called all types.
No.
of shit.
Is it yes or no?
I don't give a fuck what you call me.
So you're okay with black people being called roaches?
You call. I don't.
So you're okay with Trump
No,
doing this because
no.
Biden called black people roaches?
But I I didn't say I'm inviting the person.
I didn't say you were, but what I'm saying is oh, he does all this hate. Where was that hate when? I'm sorry, this is Atlanta. Time to go to work, make the block bump. Boys in the hood call me
Mr. Donald Trump.
Black Donald Trump. Dope boy magic.
Oh yeah,
7 days
all
a
the
week.
rappers love Donald Trump.
No.
Right,
Before he was president.
Yeah, they all love Donald
Yeah, but then
Trump.
y'all are the same people who will sit up here and say,
Not y'all.
When I say black people, I'm talking about black people in general. We get it, you're exceptional. You're magical snowflake. Meanwhile, back on Earth 1, these are the same people who will then say, well, you know he was a slumlord and he was a racist. Yeah, was he a racist this entire time or just when it became politically advantageous? And if that's the case, then you also have to explain how y'all love the Clintons so goddamn much.
I never loved them.
Black
either.
people
I'm
generally,
with you.
not
Right.
Frisco.
No, but see, I'm with you on that. No, I'm with you because my mother loves Bill Clinton. She loved, and I be looking at her like, Mom, why? He went to Clark and spoke at our school.
Of course
and I'm
he
like,
did.
why?
Because
You know what I
he
mean?
had a little bit of swag.
Right, because he played the saxophone.
Played the saxophone,
Right.
ate fried chicken, and
Thank
said
you.
he loved Aretha
Thank you.
Franklin's breast
Thank
in her
you.
song.
Thank you.
That does not come down to policy,
Absolutely.
and that is the problem. Because whether or not you know it, the company you work for right now, is it owned by black people?
No, hell no.
Cool.
I wish it was.
How do you feel the white owner of that company feels about you? How do you feel the Asian owner of that company feels about you?
They don't know.
No, but I'm being honest.
What
Where
I'm
I work-
saying is, it's not about what I don't listen. We've dealt with racists our whole lives.
Absolutely.
That's
Fuck
what
the
I was gonna
racists.
say.
Fuck all racism.
Right.
I want my tangibles, and I don't give a fuck who puts them on the table. I don't care if you're racist because I worked with racists and got more done than I ever did with well-meaning liberals. And what did Malcolm X say about the white liberal? The ones we've been voting for 90% for 60 years after his assassination?
It was just
The white liberal will stab you in the back 6
Oh,
inches, pull it out 3, and call it progress. So I don't give a damn if you're a liberal or a conservative. I give a damn if you got something for me, I'm going for it. The same way Steve Harvey did, the same way Ice Cube did, the same way Ben Carson did, the same way LeBron did. I don't give a fuck. If you got tangibles, let's play the game. Because the Jews do it, the Italians do it, the Asians do it, the non-foundational black Americans do it. We the only people talking about, oh, this man says some things I don't like. Yeah, and I say some shit you don't like. You gonna throw me out?
So I'm asking, should we be more focused on getting what we can get from a system that was never designed for or developing our own systems?
What system are you going to develop in the United States that does not touch those systems? Here's what I mean. How often do you hunt for your food?
I know.
Never.
Okay. I know you go to the range, so I ain't gonna bother you. Because you probably go like I go. How often do you, or in your neighborhood, is the police department black owned and operated?
No.
Okay. Is the curriculum for your children's school black owned and operated?
No. I've been fighting them systems.
Oh no, I gotta paint the whole picture. What bank do you bank at?
Well, a couple of them.
Are they black owned? So you have no banking system. You do not know how to hunt. How many push-ups can you do before you get tired?
About 50.
About 50. Okay, so that puts you in average shape. You do not control the education. You do not control the water. You do not control the electric because Georgia Power got you by the short and curlies of your gonads. So this is not about complete separation. This is about using what they got and making our own. Because all this, oh, we can go to another country. We can do, fuck all that. We built this country. I ain't going no fucking place.
Goddamn right.
This country, the first person who was killed for this country to be founded was a black man. When you go and look at the movie Glory, what people miss is that black people wanted to fight for their freedom. That was the propaganda they were fed. And then they found a general who nobody respected, nobody liked, in order to lead them. Black people are always on the front line of every war. Black people are on the front line of every movement. Black people are on the front line of every protest. Black people are on the front line of every situation to fight for said rights. But black people very rarely benefit from them. If you think I'm lying, go ask a veteran how they feel about the VA.
Oh, don't get me started.
So we have to understand that we operate in the system and we continue to improve upon the system. Black people will vote with their songs, their dances, and their hashtags, but they will not write a check. I started a PAC with my own money at the start of the pandemic. And people looked at me like I was crazy because they couldn't understand the importance of a political action committee. So it failed. So now I have an organization that I work with called FSI. And FSI, or FSIC for short, we are the only lobby on Capitol Hill that is advocating for black people.
So the answer is to
work within the system, improve the system, because you can't, right now, you can't build a system that does not rely on these folks. What's the black-owned car manufacturer?
There is one. But
No, here.
It was
Shit, I don't know.
Name it.
I don't know the name.
That's the point.
I just saw it last year though.
You're only making my point. If you can't name it, it don't exist. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It means that you don't even know. You're referencing something you can't name. That's a problem. We have to understand this is our country and everybody else stands up for it. I will give you an example, and this is why I can't fuck with the people who are just so in bed with Kamala and so in bed with these Democrats. Here's why. Because when Kamala took the pearls off, when Kamala stopped ski-weeing, when Kamala stopped bopping her head, when she took off the Timberlands and she went on Air Force 2 to fly down here to make sure the Asians were okay because she is Asian. The Stop Asian Hate Bill has been passed and is law. Where's the George Floyd bill?
No.
I'm just a bill. See, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Well, she gotta get permission to pass it.
Get the
First of all. You know the president can't do shit without permission. You know that. And we see Trump just doing whatever the fuck he wants. Look how that's working.
It's working out real good, which
No,
means that it
it's
can't
not.
happen. Let me
No,
explain
it's
something
not.
to you. If it wasn't for an executive order, your ass would be in chains right now. The Emancipation Proclamation was an executive order.
Right.
The executive order has power. Trump is showing you how fucked up the Democrats are, because if Joe Biden wanted to even, oh God, I just lost her. Trump calls her Pocahontas. Oh,
AOC?
No, not AOC. That's funny. But no, not AOC. Oh, I can see her as clear as day. But she said President Biden right now on day one, this is going back when he was first elected, could sign an executive order wiping out student loan debt and could fight it out with the Supreme Court. But he didn't. The same way Kamala lost that debate with Trump because she, and when I say she lost the debate, she may have won the debate in some people's eyes, but she lost it because Trump said, why don't you go down? Go wake up your boss at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whenever he wakes up and have him write an executive order to close the borders. You don't need an act of Congress to do that. He's showing you what the power of the president really is if we chose to flex it. They don't flex it for us, but they'll flex it for the Asians. They will flex it for the Ukraine. They will flex it for Afghanistan. We left $48 million worth of equipment and brand new schools in Afghanistan, but you'll go right now to any dilapidated area where black people are in Atlanta, and you tell me how good the schools are. But we can build schools for the Afghans. We can take care of the Ukrainians. We can take care of the Russians. We can take care of the Pakistanis. We can take care of the Palestinians, and we can't take care of our people? And you want to talk about how they need permission? Trump is showing you don't need permission, but because we allow it, because we don't write checks and we don't demand anything for our vote, we have these empty-ass protests that make us feel good while everybody else walks on. And then we sit up here and do the one thing that none of these other bastards do. BIPOC, people of color, minorities, disenfranchised people, migrants, because no one is illegal. Get the fuck out of here. Yes, the fuck you are. Because the majority of them illegals are put in black fucking neighborhoods. And if you think I'm lying, take your ass to Chicago. And Brandon Johnson said, I'm going to take that COVID money that was earmarked to help black people, and I'm going to take care of these illegals. Then you have black women like you, sitting there in the meeting with Brandon Johnson saying this isn't fair, and you had illegal immigrants who were here illegally telling a black woman to her face in front of a black man who's the most powerful man in that city that you lazy and you need to go get a job when you snuck your ass over here and took a goddamn job. So tell me again, how in the world are you going to sit up here and fix our nigga mouths to say that we gotta ask permission. We've been asking permission for far too long. And that's why I wrote The Real Black Agenda, because we act like we're powerless. We act like we're fucking victims, and we're not.
We
Because
asking for
people,
stuff that we already have.
because people who can barely speak our language is getting shit that we didn't get. Off of our blood, off of our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and on up the chain sacrifice. Hell, fuck no. And the only way to make something happen is the one thing black people won't do, aside from cutting the check, aside from voting. Even the gays have representation on both sides of the aisle. Look at Caitlyn Jenner.
So, tell me, what can I do?
That's what I want to know.
Right there.
Right.
Here comes the what's the solution question. Please.
No. What can I do right now to help myself and those that I'm responsible for? What can I do?
The first thing you want to do is get off of the system of maximal spending. See, black people in this country used to be the biggest skilled laborers.
Millionaires too.
Right? The first woman millionaire in this country was Madam C.J. Walker. Now you got a bunch of black women running around here selling flat tummy tea for a white man and don't have any ownership in the damn company using a black woman's model. That's like when that's like
for that.
that too. Nip's not wrong. He's right.
I know.
I just had to pause for the cause. Because I wanted to wash over the audience for a minute. What did Chris Brown say? You're like Jordans on a Saturday. I gotta have you and I cannot wait. You will stand in line for Jordans, but you won't stand in line to get a meeting with the school board president. You will stand in line for bundles the day after the food stamps got released. Here in Atlanta, somebody, I don't know if it's the Weave Barn or whatever it's called, but the line was around the block. To quote Umar, you don't find it suspicious? I'm not going to say it 3 times. But we've got to start realizing that we are being catered to we're being finessed. They're diddling your nuts.
Yep.
And everything that you think is cool is decided in a boardroom by white folks.
Absolutely.
Everything that you think you're doing independently, the media is controlling.
Yep.
So you gotta realize that you're being marketed to in a very, very, really disgusting way. And as a result of that, you need to reject that marketing and start looking, and I mean going out of your way to find black businesses. You have never once in your life been to Chinatown and seen a sign that says support Asian businesses, but you know what you see on all those Chinese businesses? Chinese lettering. We act like it's something shameful to say I'm supporting a black business. You shouldn't have to. What people don't understand about Target, because I've dealt with people who worked there. One of my good friends was a chief buyer for Target for a very long time. When you have a culture, you don't need a department. What did we have for breakfast this morning?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, right? When you ask Chick-fil-A for some Chick-fil-A sauce and you say thank you, what do they say to you?
Have a great day, sir.
Have a great day. Or
My pleasure.
My pleasure. My pleasure. That's what they always say.
It does not matter what Chick-fil-A you're going to. If you're going to Chick-fil-A in Buckhead, you're going to Chick-fil-A in Birmingham, they're going to say my pleasure.
Absolutely.
They don't need a my pleasure officer. It's in their company culture.
Absolutely.
That department got absorbed because it was in their company culture. There were more black businesses thriving in Target, not just Tabitha Brown. You know, the young lady who did the pads. I can't call her name. Her name is B, but I can't remember the name of the company. And my daughter's going to kill me because she gets them all the time. There's these natural pads. There's all these businesses in Target that got shelf space. There's a young lady that I did some, one-off consulting for, who has a company that she started when she was like 14, 15 years old called Sienna Sauce, and that's some of the best wing sauce you will ever have. It was in Target, but no one's talking about the fact that Jamal's boycott that he hopped on has ravaged these black businesses. Because where's the black business emporium? Where's the black business depot here? You understand what I'm saying? We have to go out of our way. We have to go out of our way That's hilarious. I hate you so much.
I was gonna say online sales,
But online is a thing. But think about it. How many times have you seen an entrepreneur who looks like a, well, I just got to get in the stores? You haven't dominated the internet yet. You don't have an email list. You don't have a functional website. It's not mobile optimized, even though 88% of people when they're online are on a screen. That's why you're going to start seeing in the next 3 years, mark my words, you're going to start seeing people create content that's vertical. And that's where it's going to be. Hell, I think Isaac Hayes III just announced that he's going to be doing some vertical mini dramas on fan base.
Country Wayne do it already.
Yeah, Country Wayne's a monster.
Yeah.
He's a pioneer. You know what happens with pioneers?
what happens in Pioneer?
Pioneers get scalped. Settlers prosper. Country Wayne's making a lot of money. Country Wayne's doing a lot of good. But I guarantee you, Country Wayne walked so that them Paul boys could fly. It's always us first.
Yeah.
And we do well, but not as well as them with our formula. That's why K-pop is thriving, and people are like, well, but you can't say that because Teddy Riley over there making records. You want to know why? Because y'all don't want to get Teddy Riley to produce your records no more. It's the reason why David Banner is doing stuff with the Olympics and focusing on acting, because y'all want to play in his face.
Right.
He's not going to say it, but I'll say it for him, and I'm not speaking for him, but I know the man. We throw away our icons. So we got to go reinvent ourselves. Y'all was ready to throw T-Pain away the second Jay-Z said that death of auto-tune shit. Then all of a sudden, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We got to start treating our icons, whether they're entertainers, authors, speakers, coaches, writers, singers, producers, like how white people treat the Grateful Dead, the Rolling Stones, and the fucking Beatles.
Okay, so those that are alive and those who are in position, how can we or they get along enough to make a difference all together? Because I see us going back and forth at each other because of our difference in views and values. So just like, you know, white people, they go back and forth with each other, but they agree enough to say we all white, even though they could be Irish, German, Russian. They that one thing they agree on, so they can try to hold on to the majority. But how can we put aside enough differences to collectivize to make a difference?
I like collectivize. It's
Yeah.
a wonderful word. We'll start using that. Collectivize.
Yeah.
My next T-shirt, Collectivize by Dave Anderson.
Yep.
But here's the thing. I'm putting nip. Collectivize.
Nip swag.
Nip swag.
Right there.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna call my line Nip Swag.
Oh no.
See how I did
I
that?
gotta buy my damn name.
Nah, I'm not that shit.
Change my name like Prince.
Listen.
Symbol.
Because then Soulja Boy will come after you for the swag part.
I
Then
cannot.
The Nips family will come after
I've
you for the
been
nip part.
Nip swag
I'm just giving you
for a
shit.
long time.
But in all seriousness, here's the difference. When I was a kid, I was about 21 years old, and I fell in a brand new arena. Right? I didn't break any bones, but I had nerve damage on this entire side of my body. My attorney was a guy named Mike Lerner. He grew up with a guy named Richie. I don't remember Richie's last name, but he was a phenomenal rehab specialist. He says, I'm gonna get you the best rehab specialist I know. So he calls him. He says, hey Richie, it's Mike. I'm sending Dave Anderson over here. I faxed over his medical reports. They're saying he won't be able to walk again with a cane. Ain't that laughable? 6 months? All right, great. Yep, same deal. No, it'll come out of the settlement. It'll be more than covered. Okay, bye. He said, yeah, so you're not going to have to pay him anything because it's going to come out of your settlement, and I'm asking above that to make sure that we cover Richie's expenses. And I said, is he a good friend of yours? He said, oh, I can't fucking stand Richie. He said, but, you know, we had our bar mitzvahs together. We work together very well, and he's the best at what he does. I ain't got to like him because you're my client and you're my concern. You know, but business is business.
Absolutely.
And I make Richie a lot of money, and this is going to make us a lot of money. And the most important thing is I want you to worry about having a wonderful rest of your life. When I came in here, did you see a cane? When I walked up to you, did you see me limping? That man he said 6 months, I was back off the cane in 4, having fell 2 stories. He was the best at what he did. The problem with black people is everybody want to be the leader. I don't give a fuck about being a leader. I want us all on the same page.
That's what I'm talking about.
The problem is niggas are more worried about their position. You got all these boule talented 10th divine 9 ass Negroes, and if you're not one of these talented 10th divine 9 ass Negroes I'm talking about, even though you may be a talented 10th and you might be in the divine 9, take it with a grain of salt. The people I'm talking about know who the fuck I'm talking about. They all want to be America's next top Negro leader. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why we keep getting offed. And if we're not off, see, they don't even need to kill us anymore.
They still had that back in the Jesse Jackson in them days.
The Jesse Jackson in them days is our lifetime. I'm not talking about that. Back in the day, you're going to have that, but even still, there was a lot more productivity happening then than there is now, which you can see.
Absolutely.
That's the only point I'm making. I'm not saying we're not going to have beef and people ain't going to want to, but we have a Highlander mentality. If you've ever seen the Highlander movies, they cut each other's heads off so that one of them can get immortality, and they say right before they chop your head off, there can be only one. So now, Jamal wants to be that one. So now, Al is holding on trying to be that one. So now, you know, you can say it's Tariq, you can say it's Boyce, you can say it's me, but I don't want to be no leader. I'm a businessman that was compelled to write this book because I didn't see anything tangible, substantial, that was fact-backed, that was going to give you a layout. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, before you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, get the book and then find the lie.
Definitely.
And that's it, man. But that's the only way we're
from
going
the
to
crack epidemic.
Have we recovered from the crack epidemic?
Yes.
No, we keep getting new crack. Your Instagram feeds your new crack.
Man.
Your attention is your new crack. Your DM dopamine hit is your new crack. And I spent $200 on this just to be like, nigga, you ain't up on this, is our new crack. We a bunch of dope fiends.
Yeah.
And we a bunch of hope fiends. And we don't want the responsibility of being accountable. So, no, we didn't recover from the crack epidemic. And by the way, who was responsible for the crack epidemic?
Reagan and them.
And then what happened after that?
No more Black Panthers.
I mean, aside from that. But you know what they did for the Panthers? They took the breakfast program, they took the after school program, they took the free lunch program, they did all of that. And
Our clinics.
they took the clinics because they made sure that we were fed, that we were healthy, that we were taken care of, and that we were protected. We could walk the streets. Even drug dealers had rules. No women, no children. You don't deal with no pregnant women. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I was talking about more when I said earlier.
Right.
Developing stuff within our own.
Right.
We need our own.
We do.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, we've been needing our own the whole time. My question
Every time we try to is a sabotage. But
every time we try to, it's a sabotage because we got too many niggas talking.
But they can see it on the, TV and internet.
And who controls that? That's what I'm saying. So my whole thing is, again, I'm okay, and I don't want to, but I'm okay. Do I need to stop talking?
No. It should still be recorded.
That was recorded.
Yeah, I'm okay. I don't want to die. I'm not here to be nobody's leader. You know, I think what happened to Charlie Kirk was really sad, especially in front of his wife and children. I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
Yeah.
But too many of these cupcake ass fruit flies ain't willing to die. Hell, they ain't willing to come up off their porch. But they'll sit up there and they'll talk a good game in the pulpit, they'll talk a good game on CNN, they'll talk a good game on a podcast. But I don't ever see them out in the community doing much of anything.
That's why I said, call me when the revolution started.
But that's the thing. The revolution needs to start with your wallet. You vote with your wallet. The revolution starts with your eyeballs. You vote with what you watch. The revolution starts with your ears. What are you taking in? And why do you continue to support ratchet ass music? Because that's who they signed. And then you let Leo Cohen walk around free talking about, well, I gotta eat. He created a 360 deal and y'all are cool with that. Don't nobody, here's what I mean by you're cool with that. Have you ever run up on him and told him he need to break himself? That exactly.
And I got Empire distribution for my record label.
Okay.
I don't know who Leo is. So
Leo Cohen, yes you do.
Yeah, he's like the white dude with the white.
He's the white dude behind Def Jam
Yeah.
that broke up Rockefeller.
Oh, I really don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
the big one.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. But you know Jay-Z,
Unfortunately.
but you don't know Leo was behind all of it, allegedly, supposedly.
I've never heard that name.
Of course you haven't, because that's how they move. By the time you find out who they are, it's too late.
Too late.
Not us though. We got big bangle bracelets and brooches.
Absolutely.
in the shadows like the Foot Clan.
That's it. The only reason the only reason I'm speaking is because I don't hear nobody saying what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's
I don't care if I don't agree with you politically. There's a lot of shit I don't like about Republicans. But we don't vote for them at 90% clip. We vote for the Democrats. So in a representative government, if we vote for you 90% of the time, what have you done for me? At all. Fuck lately. What have you done for me at all? What are you going to do for me? Kamala Harris sat up there and said, on day one, I'm going to do this. And Trump said, but you in the Oval right now. Why aren't you doing it now? I'm going to give an opportunity economy, an economy where everybody has an opportunity. Yeah. Why don't you do that now?
She was the vice president.
Oh, you mean the vice president where the president said, hear me out, the president said that every decision she signed off on and she was the last one in the room. So all of his decisions were her decisions. They both co-signed that chain of events. She said that she was the last one in the room. She said that she co-signed every single decision that she made. And when she went on The View, they said to her, and that's a women's show. That is a liberal woman's show. They said, what would you do differently than Joe Biden? I can't think of one thing. That's what she said.
She did all.
So you can't run behind her. She was the vice president. We ain't talking Dan Quayle. We talking somebody who says she co-signed every single decision he made. Now she's backtracking and backpedaling because that didn't play out the way she thought it was.
I mean, she made a mistake. She was human.
Oh, she made a mistake. She was human. Okay, was Bill Clinton did Bill Clinton make a mistake?
Clinton.
No, I'm giving you an example. Did Jimmy Carter make a mistake when he said put on a sweater?
Man, I was before my time.
Did LBJ make a mistake? Okay, all right. But Bill Clinton was your time. Did Obama make a mistake when he brought in and deported 3 million illegals? Did he make a mistake when he said if you're here illegally, you got to go back to your country even if you're contributing? Did he make a mistake then? Was he being human then? I'm just understanding where the humanity starts and stops depending on who you like.
I just think that everybody, we just put too much on people. There's still people at the end of the day.
There's still people who are elected to represent millions of people.
Right.
That's different. So yeah, I'm putting too much on you because you get paid a lot of money for that.
Absolutely.
So what you mean?
Absolutely. But nobody's perfect. We don't.
I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for provision. I do not want you to be perfect.
Right.
I do not want Willie Brown's jump off and Montel's ex-girlfriend to be held to the fact that she was Willie Brown's jump off and Montel's ex-girlfriend. I'm saying that hear me out. I'm saying that Kamala DeVos Harris was the second most powerful person on earth, and you can't name one thing she did for black people.
At that time, I wasn't paying attention. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, so you weren't paying attention?
Because Joe Biden was the president, so I wasn't paying
Again,
attention.
we've already gone over the fact that they both said that they made every decision together. So that doesn't fly. She didn't do anything for black people. He didn't do anything for black people. But I don't hear y'all talking about them the way you talk about the big bad orange man.
Well,
When they're all fucked up. Left wing, right wing, same bird.
she let him go. There you go. That's a black person. She
No,
just-
I said as vice president. We're not talking about DA. But that's nice. I'm happy you're here.
It's a lot of people here because of that. He ain't the only
Okay,
one.
listen, my daddy said a broke clock right twice a day. I didn't say she was all good or all bad, but I'm not going to act like she's all good because she's
Of course
allegedly
not.
half black.
Of course not. Of course not.
Hey,
Of course not.
let Frisco give you your necessary and unnecessary to give so we can.
We can go on and on with Dave, honey. We can
Right.
stay for another hour.
Hey,
Dave is
right,
fucking
come back.
Dave is awesome.
I love you guys, man.
No, you're dope.
Y'all
You're
let me
dope.
be myself.
You feel? Oh, yeah. That's what you are like. Literally, what the necessary and unnecessary.
Absolutely.
I'm honored. I'm letting y'all know, and this is so funny because right now, by the time people see this, like my next re-up, I feel like my godfather. My godfather was a street pharmacist, but he made sure the first gift he ever gave me was a globe. And he was like, I want you to see what the world looks like. And it was a beautiful brown globe. And Africa was as big as it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know what
That
I'm
part.
saying? And you could see all the mountains and whatnot. He was big on that. I say all that to say that I'm literally out of books, which is why I didn't bring you one, but I'm going to ship them to
I'm
you.
Sold out of books.
I'm gonna buy it because I said so.
I wasn't trying to, because now somebody will say I'm humble bragging and I'm not.
No, you're not though. But that's dope though.
Like, that's why I didn't bring books.
I was
apologize.
already planning to get it on my. I get it on my iPad through my thing. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna read it.
Because you want Jeff Bezos to get my money?
Well, look, you got a website?
Yeah,
do.
the
We got-
realblackagenda.com.
But I don't know. Is it the? Can I get the digital copy of it?
I will give you the digital copy and the audiobook copy, but again, he said, Dave, what do we
Gotta
do?
put
as
the money
black
back in
people?
the
How do we
Dave
put
pocket.
No, it's not about the money. It's,
Well, no,
it's-
I'm saying the support.
But yeah, because I mean that's how I real. But I literally got to ship it
However,
from.
I got to get it. I'm
Get the
gonna
book.
Get it.
Just get it.
Tell
it's
them where to get
everywhere.
the book. Tell them where to
You can get the book absolutely everywhere. I prefer you get it at therealblackagenda.com. I sign them and ship them myself. I do because it's that important. Once a week, I go to the
I'm
post
gonna get a
office.
real book, y'all.
You gonna get a real book.
I could smack Frisco upside the head with the black, the real black agenda.
She didn't even do nothing.
She always doing something.
Advocating for violence, but no, go to TheBlackAgenda.com. Follow me on all social media platforms at The Business Bully, except for Twitter or X. I don't know what Elon's calling it.
No.
DA Business Bully. Elon! Oh boy.
Ooh, I can't stand a man who keep doing this voice.
Yeah, you do good.
You're a fine African American. I'm telling you. I've seen a lot of African Americans. One of the best.
Or let's try something today. Why don't you ask us some necessary and unnecessary?
When I what?
Ask us unnecessary.
We always ask our guests, give us your necessary and necessary about the topic. He wants you to give us a question to ask
Okay.
us something necessary.
Okay. Thanksgiving dinner. What's necessary? What's unnecessary?
Ooh, I like that.
And you better answer right.
Oh shit! You go first.
We black.
I'm scared.
We black.
Well, 2026. I don't want no big old fat turkey with giblets in it. I want some.
Well, is giblets childish too? Did they make giblets with ketchup all of a sudden? No shit.
Giblets is just unnecessary. So,
How we beefing with giblets? This is what I do with that.
get you
all the
some
time.
turkey wings, some turkey.
Why are we doing
drumsticks.
turkey wings this year? I'm going to the Poconos with my family and we're having turkey wings.
No, even like before, for the last probably at least 5-6 years, I've been doing the turkey drumsticks. I just season them, butter them, wrap them up, and leave them in the oven for some. And it's way more meat. It's way less hassle. You know what I mean?
So what's necessary?
What's necessary is that mac and cheese and potato salad are actually good.
Yes, Jesus.
Please don't have no nasty.
Why y'all letting
mac
Aunt
and
Sally
cheese
make the potato salad?
and
You know she
potato
can't cook.
salad.
And she got cats in her
Mac and
house.
cheese, the ingredients are in the name. Mac and cheese. Potato salad does not have raisins. It does not have grapes.
Ew.
It does not have.
I've seen that.
This is when you was dating Anna and Rachel Lee. Grapes. Even T'Challa was like, why do you put
Potato
raisins in the
salad
potato salad?
Yes.
makes mayonnaise and mustard not childish. Frisco.
We gotta. I want to talk to your therapist about your
Right,
you wanna
triggers and
call-
traumas
you wanna call
about
Dr.
condiments. I
You
want
wanna
to
call
talk.
my therapist.
I really
You
do want to
can
talk
call.
to your therapist because it's deep seated.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
No, what's necessary and unnecessary about Thanksgiving dinner?
I got paused. You can't do worse than I did.
I'm scared. For me, it's about eating. That's very necessary. I love food. I love to cook, so it's necessary to feed my family. And just for us to be able to eat a nice wholesome meal on that day that I get off of work, the one day out the week, and just spend that time together. So for me, it's about just uniting with your family and spending that time. Unnecessary, I guess, is the history behind Thanksgiving for me.
The Pilgrims.
Yeah, the part that you were taught in school, you know, that
part?
that,
Where they all had the cornucopia.
Yeah,
they
that
sat
bullshit
down
that
and
they ate peacefully
The
and-
natives smoking peace pipes and
Yeah,
made popcorn.
exactly.
And then they gave them polio in the blankets.
yeah, and raped and killed their women. And,
Yeah, and then
They
they
wiped them out.
They gave us jabs and told them they were necessary. You had to have a job, but my body, my choice. Here's what's necessary for me:
Right.
family and fellowship over food.
Okay.
What's unnecessary? Why are y'all making green bean casserole?
oh
Yeah.
my cousin,
I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
have you tried it?
I have.
It's disgusting.
It's not good.
Have
It's the
you
worst
tried it?
use.
No.
It's the
No.
worst use of cream of mushroom soup
You
ever.
know how
Cream of
people-
mushroom soup.
You know how
needs to be
people
something you
eat it.
beef with.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Now,
no.
in the
green bean casserole.
because cream of onion, cream of mushroom, cream
Cream
of
of mushroom,
chicken
yes.
soup, all of them are really good in a lot of different recipes. The other thing that's completely unnecessary. My mother's not. I don't think my mother's gonna watch the show. One year. Okay, I'm gonna just say, I grew up poor. Okay, we had the cranberry sauce in the can, and the can made a lot of little lines in it. That's where you knew where it was.
Absolutely.
Not my mother. See, my mother done retired. She out in Arizona, so she comes back one year, and I had an office downtown, and my office was an apartment downtown, and so my mom would stay there. Like, you know, somebody come through town, like Banner want to come through, they come to Philly, he stay at my apartment, my office. My mother is making Thanksgiving dinner. My brother and I walk in. My wife is there, and I said, "Mom, what are you making?" "Oh, I'm making cranberry compote."
What?
That's what me and my brother said. Did I tell you this story? I didn't know.
No, what is cranberry?
It's stewed cranberries. So instead of cranberry sauce, like we grew up, because we black. It's got twigs and the berries in it. I don't know if it literally has twigs in it, but my mother loves this compote, and I'm not saying it's not good, but me and my brother got wrestled, so we like the cranberry sauce, this jelly. I don't want no chunks of shit. It's
I don't
delicious.
even like dressing, but I eat dressing.
But the
just
dressing, you
to
gotta
get
have it, because you put a little bit of the gravy
sauce
and lean
on
it right on the dressing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What, are you okay?
I don't do cranberry. I don't do dressing. Sorry. I've had this debate with a lot of people. Yes, I know. I don't do
You
cranberry.
beefing with cranberry? That's
I don't do
not giving the
cranberry.
ketchup. What is wrong with
I
you,
don't do the
Briscoe?
cranberry sauce. I don't do the dressing.
That's this episode of the Necessary and Necessary Podcast. I'm Dave Anderson. The Real Black Agenda is available at fine bookstores everywhere. Frisco has just violated your entire Thanksgiving meal. I want to apologize on behalf of this show. We're going to get them there. This is a great show, and seriously, I want to thank y'all.
No.
Not you right now, but Nick, I want to thank you so much for having me. You don't do
I
cranberries?
don't. And my dad makes the best dressing. Everybody in my family would tear
You don't
it
do
up.
dressing either?
Fuck no. I don't.
I only eat dressing for cranberry sauce.
That's what it's there for.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not eating
With the
that
turkey wings, and bro, when I do the turkey wings, we smother them. You got the peppers in the bad
Okay,
boys.
okay.
Nah,
No.
I got a smoker though. Yeah, so
shit. Of course he does. Of course he does.
I'm sorry. The lady with the fancy tattoos, the huge gauges, and the light flex Tiffany chain brace, Tiffany chain necklace says what? Oh, of course he has a smoker. Yeah, because you can smoke things on it. My smoker costs less than your chain.
Yeah.
Black people always trying to grind me up because I like to grill. Let a black man grill.
I don't want you to grill. I'm just not. I can believe you.
Listen,
Listen, smoker.
new shirt, Black Grill Magic.
Yeah.
Some things
I
going
get
up.
that. I like that.
Black Grill Magic. I'm getting aprons the whole nine. You can order them right now at therealblackagenda.com because by the time it shows up, I'm gonna have them ready.
Black grill. Listen, Dave is coming back. He don't know it, and we don't know when.
Or we gonna go today. We finna start taking the necessary and necessary.
We doing the necessary and necessary road show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expand it.
I would love to go to
We gonna
this.
expand.
Now that my artichoke H2O energizing
He
water.
finished it. You see
It's
that
finished.
artichoke H2O?
It's empty. It's damn good water.
Yeah.
I believe if he drank
You
it,
need more.
I believe it. I believe it was.
Yeah,
amazing.
they only
No.
they just gave me one bottle. They rationed it out. Hopefully we gonna
That's
get
all
more.
I had. I didn't even get none. I gave it today.
And that's the kind of sacrifices they're making. There was necessary sacrifices, but it was unnecessary that y'all only bought one bottle.
Oh, that part.
That's all I had.
That part.
Listen, the security tells us our time is up here, so we're gonna have to break all this down and run.
We got keys, baby. I got the keys.
And he was looking at us like, y'all sure y'all know where y'all going?
Yeah.
He was on his job.
What's up, boss man?
Top flight right there. He was on his job. Oh, the world, Craig.
Yeah.
Like, are y'all really upstairs?
Y'all really upstairs? Why ain't y'all got no key? I don't know.
We
Why don't y'all know
made
what
a
door
Got
to
special
keys
appearance for you.
and apps and
Never heard of
all types of things.
Very honored to be here. Thank you guys for having me. I can't wait to see what happens when this show go live.
Oh yeah.
Your comment section gonna be real interesting.
I was finna say we usually are live.
No, we usually do it live.
We
Oh, this
usually
would've been a
are
different
live.
show.
So this is a little different.
Yeah.
But we do some pre-recording.
No,
though,
it's-
so
it's
cool.
wonderful. I just-
But I definitely appreciate you coming through. It's been an honor and a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
It's lit.
And we out.
We out.